Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, July 9th. Got a cold front building into the area later today with a mix of gusty winds and low relative humidity. Red flag warnings are in effect, and along with a mix of showers and thunderstorms building in for this afternoon and evening. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today, and start out the day hot and dry out there, so fairly dry conditions to start off the day. But cold front building in this afternoon and evening will prompt a red flag warning for much of southern Idaho. That's a mix of gusty winds, low relative humidity, as well as some thunderstorm development this afternoon and evening. Speaking of that, we are expecting isolated to scattered coverage region-wide, peaking this afternoon and evening, with best chances shifting east as we head into the overnight hours. Behind that cold front, temperatures are going to cool by about 6 to 12 degrees for your Thursday and Friday, actually drop into near normal to below normal levels as we finish out the work week. But heading into this weekend, back to hot and dry, maybe some isolated mountain showers and storms as we head into next week. But overall conditions trending very dry as we finish out the week. And taking a quick look at satellite imagery for you this morning. Shortwave trough departing northeast into Montana this morning. So no clouds to talk about in our area. Clear skies will prevail for the morning. Increasing clouds later today as a front builds in. And to look at the bigger picture for you guys, so front still a ways away off the coast there, but still going to be moving into our area throughout the day today. Overall, bigger thing is just going to be focusing on showers, thunderstorms, gusty winds, and increased fire weather concerns. Those are going to be the big deal as that front swings through. Next couple of days behind it, temperatures trend cooler, and we also see continued breezy winds, but those cooler temperatures certainly helping bring in some drier conditions during that time. And your weather scout look for the next 5 days. Only concerns today are going to be focused around this afternoon and evening into tonight. Red flag warning in effect for much of southern Idaho, as well as a chance for showers and storms region-wide. For Thursday, best chances for showers and storms will shift further north and east up along the Montana and Wyoming border regions as dry conditions prevail through the rest of the period. Here's a look at that red flag warning in effect for today. That's going to be from 3 to 9 o'clock. Gusty winds and low relative humidity. And here's what we're looking at. So we saw single digits and teens RHs out there yesterday. Very similar out there for today. So very dry air mass. Certainly be sure to practice in proper fire safety over the next couple of days. Certainly with lightning starts expected later today as well, potentially. Certainly keep an eye there with local officials. But heading into tomorrow, RHs do bump up slightly, but we're still looking at teens and 20s across the board. High temperatures today, if you like the temperatures yesterday, looking like much of the same, 80s and 90s across the board. And here's a look at our thunderstorm outlook for today. So we did see an increase in the potential for strong thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. Those best chances are going to be up into the central mountains and out across the Snake River Plain, primarily out into the desert, but I wanted to highlight there the HREF probability of thunder. Does show that active corridor up into the central mountains out towards western Idaho, but also into the upper Snake and into the Wyoming border region. So that's where you see those darker shades of green there on the right is where we're expecting those strongest thunderstorms for today. I wanted to highlight this as well. This is the wind gust probability. We're looking at greater than 30 knots shown there in the brown lines, greater than 50 knots in the red. So overall, we're seeing a couple main active corridors for today. One in the Owyhees into western Idaho, and another one out across the Arco Mud Lake Desert and upper Snake River Plain. That's mainly going to be the focus today, where we're seeing the best chances for some very gusty outflow winds, pushing 40 to 60 miles an hour. Locally stronger in some cases, as with some cells yesterday, we saw gusts pushing almost 70 miles an hour further north. And with respect to rainfall, so we are going to see a mix of wet and dry storms with this system, but overall rainfall amounts are expected to remain fairly light, expected on the left, high end on your right. Best chances for more moderate accumulations are going to be headed up into Custer and Lemhi counties, where we're expecting better thunderstorms and a little bit better development as you head further north. But across the board elsewhere, only light amounts are expected. And outside of thunderstorms for today, we're looking at wind gusts about 25 to 40 miles an hour, but wanted to stress that with the thunderstorm potential, we could see gusts pushing 40 to 60, potentially up to 70 with more organized cells. Certainly out there today in a very warm and dry environment, winds will be really able to spread quickly out those thunderstorm outflow boundaries, so something to keep in mind this afternoon and evening. And before I get to that, just wanted to break down timing for you on those showers and storms. So we'll start things off this afternoon, get you to 2 o'clock here. But as you can see, development first begins up in the Central Mountains and into the Southeast Highlands. That's where we're expecting activity through about 4 o'clock, 5, 6, and 7. Still activity in the Central Mountains, Snake Plain, and some of our mountain areas. But overall, chances will be shifting predominantly west to east, as you can see in the Central Mountains before things expand. Even overnight, some nocturnal convection certainly possible with this front, as best chances do get out of here as we head into Thursday morning. And speaking of Thursday, much cooler temperatures. We're cooling off by about 6 to 12 degrees across the board. Highs actually trending near normal to below normal in the 70s and 80s. And thunderstorm outlook for your Thursday, again, just some lingering showers and storms along the Wyoming border region in the morning. Maybe some isolated activity in those afternoon hours, but predominantly dry conditions will return for Thursday. And still keeping breezy winds around for your Thursday, gusts peaking about 25 to 40 miles an hour. And for Friday, much of the same temperatures as we saw on Thursday, 40s, 50s in the morning, afternoon highs still in those 70s and 80s. Not too bad for July. And the outlook for you for thunderstorms on Friday does punt those areas up towards Yellowstone, east into Wyoming. Can't rely on maybe an isolated shower or storm or two up around Island Park and Driggs, but conditions overall trending very dry as we head into the weekend. And wind gusts on Friday, still keep it with some slight breezy winds as we head into Saturday and Sunday, including Friday here, gusts up to about 30 miles an hour. And for Saturday, heat is back on for the weekend. Increasing high pressure is going to lead to warmer temperatures as we head into middle part of July. And on Saturday, just keep it with that breezy wind trend, gusts up to about 30. And for Sunday, you guessed it, warm and dry conditions will continue, highs again in those 80s and 90s. And similar fashion to Saturday, gusts up to about 30. And take a look at your Monday and Tuesday. A little change there in the forecast. Temperatures look like they're going to be in those 80s and 90s for much of next week. No big pattern changes in store at this time, but certainly maybe some isolated showers and storms potentially maybe in the mountains as we head into next week. But overall, high confidence surrounds those warm temperatures remaining in place for next week. And a look at what's to come. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook again highlights that trend there of keeping us in that above normal category for temperatures. But as you can see, that ridge kind of keeping that below normal precipitation to our west. But we'll get some moisture working up and over that ridge feature up into the northern portions of Idaho and Montana, kind of grazing the eastern highlands of our region. That's kind of where we're expecting maybe some best chances for showers and thunderstorms for next week. 8 to 14, little change there on temperatures. Still looking like it's going to be a hot one in the Pacific Northwest as precipitation trends more near normal. Maybe a monsoonal push there in the desert Southwest. So we keep a close eye on that as we head into the later parts of July. And that's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome Wednesday.